Ever found yourself wanting to dive into the world of online banking with a powerhouse like Ally Bank, but the digital realm feels a tad distant? Maybe you prefer the tangible reassurance of a physical interaction, or perhaps your internet connection plays hide and seek more often than you'd like. Whatever the reason, the question lingers: can you actually open an Ally Bank account offline? It's a valid question, especially considering Ally Bank has built its reputation as a predominantly online institution. They've streamlined processes, cut down on overhead costs associated with physical branches, and passed those savings onto their customers through competitive interest rates and lower fees. This digital-first approach is a core part of their identity. Think about it. When you hear Ally Bank, what comes to mind? Probably their user-friendly website, their intuitive mobile app, and maybe even those catchy commercials highlighting their online convenience. Brick-and-mortar locations? Not so much. That's because, unlike traditional banks with sprawling networks of branches, Ally Bank operates with a different model. They don't have those physical spaces where you can walk in, speak to a teller face-to-face, and open an account in the traditional sense. This lack of physical branches is a key element of their business strategy. By focusing solely on the online and phone channels, they can offer those aforementioned benefits that attract millions of customers seeking a modern banking experience. It allows them to be agile, adapt quickly to technological advancements, and ultimately provide services in a way that aligns with the digital lifestyles of many today. However, the world isn't entirely digital just yet, and Ally Bank understands that. There might be situations where an individual prefers or needs an alternative to the purely online application process. Perhaps you're more comfortable filling out paper forms, or maybe you simply want to speak with a representative directly, even if it's not in person. So, let's circle back to our initial question: is there a way to bridge this digital divide and open an Ally Bank account offline? The short answer, as you might have already guessed, is a bit nuanced. You can't exactly stroll into a physical Ally Bank branch and open an account because, well, those don't exist. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're entirely limited to the online application. There's a crucial alternative that often gets overlooked: the power of good old-fashioned mail. While Ally Bank champions its online platform, they do provide options for those who prefer a more tangible approach. This typically involves requesting an application package through their website or by contacting their customer service via phone. Let's break down how this process usually works. First, you'd need to visit the Ally Bank website. Even though you're aiming for an offline application, their website serves as the central hub for accessing information and initiating this process. Navigate to their Contact Us section. Here, you'll likely find a phone number for customer service. Give them a call. Explain that you're interested in opening an account but would prefer to receive the application forms by mail. The customer service representative will guide you through the necessary steps. They will likely ask for your name and mailing address to send the application package. Once you receive the forms, take your time to carefully read through all the instructions and the terms and conditions associated with the account you wish to open. Fill out all the required fields accurately and legibly. This will typically include your personal information, such as your name, address, date of birth, social security number, or taxpayer identification number, and contact details. You'll also need to specify the type of account you want to open, whether it's a savings account, checking account, money market account, or a certificate of deposit, CD. Pay close attention to the documentation they require. This usually includes copies of your identification documents, such as your driver's license or passport, and proof of your address, like a utility bill or bank statement. Make sure these copies are clear and easy to read. Once you've completed the forms and gathered all the necessary documentation, you'll need to mail everything back to Ally Bank. The application package will typically include a pre-addressed envelope for your convenience. Make sure to use sufficient postage to ensure it reaches them without any issues. After Ally Bank receives your application, they will review it thoroughly. This process may take a few business days. If they require any additional information or clarification, they will likely contact you via phone or mail. Once your application is approved, they will proceed with opening your account, and you will receive confirmation and details about your new account, usually through mail. It's important to note that while this offline method exists, it might take longer than the online application process. The back and forth of mailing documents naturally introduces a time delay compared to the instantaneous nature of online submissions. Furthermore, the specific types of accounts you can open offline might be limited. It's always best to confirm with the customer service representative which accounts are eligible for mail-in applications. Now, you might be wondering why someone would choose this route despite the potential for delays. There could be several reasons. As mentioned earlier, comfort with paper forms over digital interfaces is a significant factor for some. Others might have unreliable internet access, making a smooth online application challenging. In some cases, individuals might simply prefer the feeling of having physical documents for their records. It's also worth considering that while Ally Bank doesn't have physical branches for opening accounts, they do have a robust customer service team available via phone. If you have questions or need assistance during the application process, even if you're opting for the mail-in method, you can always reach out to them for guidance. They can clarify any doubts you might have about the forms or the required documentation. So, to summarize, while you can't physically walk into an Ally Bank branch to open an account, you can initiate the process offline by requesting an application package through the mail. This involves contacting their customer service, receiving the forms, filling them out carefully, gathering the necessary documents, and mailing everything back to Ally Bank for processing. This offline option provides a valuable alternative for those who prefer a more traditional approach or face limitations with online access. However, it's crucial to be aware that it might take longer than applying online. Ultimately, Ally Bank's primary focus remains its digital platform, which offers speed and convenience for the majority of its customers. But the availability of the mail-in option demonstrates a degree of flexibility and an understanding that not everyone operates solely in the digital realm. If you're considering opening an account with Ally Bank and the online process feels daunting, don't hesitate to explore the offline route. Reach out to their customer service team, discuss your options, and they will guide you through the necessary steps to become a valued Ally Bank customer, even without filling out a single form online. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.